1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Welcome to the premiere episode of the Manguno Drive Show, a Seattle-based talk show featuring the ravings of a couple of madmen. Today's topics include the new iPhone 5.
Yay.
Kalon and Toni's trip back home, and other essential topics. And now, it's the Manguno Drive Show. I'm Paul Cook, and here's your host, Kalon Thibodeau.
Hi there.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I am fine. How are you?
I'm doing well.
I know you're doing well because I've been sitting here for the last hour with you, talking over bullshit. So, so welcome to the show, everybody. So hopefully you guys are going to be catching on to what we're trying to do here. Call it the Manguno Show for now, just based on the name of my little production company here that I've been trying to get up and running.
We haven't really figured out a name yet. We haven't really figured out stuff.
But for you guys who are watching live, nobody's watching live right now, but that's okay. We've got you. Tony's going to be joining us a little bit later. But we did a little testing of the show last week, and we had a couple people there talking to us. We just realized the Emmys are on right now. So I'm going to blame it on that. I'm just going to say
exactly.
I can't compete with the Emmys, just like I can't compete with a drinking holiday. And and just leave it at that.
Who's hosting the Emmys? I want to look this up.
I have no idea. Look it up for us, and we'll figure that out. But basically, what we want to do with this show, guys, is just see what you guys want to hear. We're kind of a couple of old radio guys. For those of you who know us, kind of missing that a little bit. Actually, I think about it a lot. I was not necessarily an on-air personality. But I think I feel similar to a lot of people who have started podcasts and have been doing this kind of thing, is that I kind of felt like I didn't want to be on the air because I felt a little bit too handcuffed. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, one of the things that I love about doing this kind of format is, I don't have any shoes on right now.
Or pants, for that matter.
Or pants, for that matter. But there you go. That's a way to get people to pull into the live stream.
Sure, yeah.
So basically, anything goes here, which is really good. I mean, it does say, we were talking about a little bit about Paul's frustrations with the new technology. But I have to say, as far as new technology goes, I mean, this is a really nice avenue. I mean, we're sitting here right here in my office at my home. And here we are having, a discussion, on equipment that, would have basically cost, several thousands of dollars for any radio station we would work for, when we were radio hacks.
Right.
But now, we can get our voice out there for really cheap and really easily now.
Everyone can do this now.
Yeah, which is a kind of a good thing and a bad thing. I remember the advent of YouTube when that kind of all started happening, and I felt kind of conflicted back then too, because I was like, well, it's a good thing, because I remember Howard Stern talking about that, how a lot of people were like, really bad mouthing the satellite radio, because he ended up going to satellite radio, and he was saying, well, I don't see why people are bad mouthing satellite so much, because it's like, yeah, maybe it spells the death of terrestrial radio, but is that a bad thing? Because the thing is, it's like I look at it as an opening for for it being easier to get my voice out there, for it being easier to do that things, and now I can say fuck on the radio, and nobody's gonna say anything.
Terrestrial radio, the death of terrestrial radio, like you were saying, may not have been a bad thing, because back then, all radio stations were owned maybe by a handful of companies. So you did not get original programming anymore, unless it was locally owned by some guy that had a used car dealership. I mean, you hardly ever got what you wanted.
Well, nobody trusted you anymore. I mean, it was and it was it was interesting, because I tell the story, and I've told it to you, and I've told it to other people when I talk about just kind of, I was never really a radio guy. I mean, it was something that I did when I was in college, and it was just my way to kind of pay my way through college. So I was never really looked at as I was a part-timer, basically, so I had a weekend show. I would do some voice tracking, little things like that, but mostly I was just kind of an engineer, and it was really you guys. I mean, you were drive time, and you were like the main guy on the station we were working for. And I mean, it's like, and I saw it just in the little things that I was doing. It's like, when I first started, it was like, yeah, okay, here's your show. Go do what you want to do. I had my little overnight show, and I would just kind of whatever. I try to be interesting, but I was really bad at show prep. I mean, I couldn't, because there's just so many rules. I mean, there's FCC, there's all this other crap going on. It's like I was kind of scared to open up that mic because I was like, if I say something wrong, then all hell's going to come down on me, Whereas, but there was a little bit of leeway given to you. It was like, okay, well, here's your mic. Just have, make your show your own. But then little by little, it was like, okay, well, here's a card. You have to read this every half hour. Okay, here's another card. You got to read that every 15 after the hour, And it's
we want you to put more personality in your show, but do it in 10-second increments.
Right.
Because we got to get back to the commercials and the music. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it was just, it got to the point where it was just a rotating jukebox, and and I understand the frustration. I understand people wanting to have things on demand and wanting to listen to things when they want to listen to it. And so, and I'm all for it, because I kind of feel like, it's what I guess what I was afraid of is what I kind of have to embrace about it is like I was saying, when YouTube came out, I was saying to myself, well, now every fuckwad in the country who has some sort of just cutesy thing that their kid does it's gonna be like America's Funniest Home Videos all over the internet now, which it is. But the thing is, I think it comes down to, well, do you really want to watch that or do you not? So it's like, okay, so now we don't have to worry about, getting signed to a radio station, getting signed to a contract with anybody. Mm-hmm. Here's our own studio. Here's our own thing that we can do. And if people want to watch it, great. If they don't want to watch it, then great. Now we know what people are demanding and what they're not. So I don't know. So free enterprise, yay.
Hopefully they're demanding more boobs, because I think we should have more boobs in the show.
I think we definitely should have more boobs in the show. The bad thing is, it's that there's no censorship on the audio portion of this, but I did have to click a non-indecency policy for the Ustream.
You're still in America. You can't show nudity because, you could have a 9-year-old on this thing watching us say the F word.
Very
but
true.
You can't show them boobs.
No.
We can say cunnilingus, but you can't show
cunnilingus. So anyway, welcome everybody to the first podcast here. We're not quite sure what we're doing here, but it's a new world. Progress. Yes, it's a new world. It's a new medium, and we figured we'll give it a shot and see where this goes. So this first one's certainly going to suck. But what's going to help us actually is if you guys,
feedback.
Yeah, give us feedback. Go to the website. Go to the YouTube stream. Go to the Ustream. Even you can leave some comments there, I think, and let us know what you want to hear. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like.
And for those of you that are just going to get on there and comment, you suck. You're gay. Your mama's ugly. Tell us things we don't know. It's we're aware of all these things. Why don't you leave some constructive criticism, like we suck less than, or you're gayer than. That way, we have some comparison to work around. So, other than that, we invite comments and we invite people to help us out here. We
and as far as
become
just
rich and famous,
and as far as just supporting the show too, we do have a few fans out there, a few people who are excited about us kind of starting on this new venture. What you guys can do outside of just cutting us a big check, you can do that too. I'm fine with that. But if you do go to our Facebook, not our Facebook, well, the Facebook's fine too. But if you want to go to the what am I trying to say? Where they show the videos.
Our YouTube
page. Go to the new YouTube channel and let me find, if you just do a search for the
Manguno
Drive on or just you can put in Manguno Drive Productions if you want to, but just type in Manguno actually and it'll probably just come up. But go to the Manguno Drive YouTube channel and hit that subscribe button right there, because that's gonna first of all, let you know what's going on every week. We're going to try to do this weekly. And it should post everything there for us. Also, if you go to the Ustream. And also, I did set up a somewhat of, I guess, what you can kind of call a website. We're working on sort of a blog thing. I'm not a web designer. I have to admit that. So I've been fighting with the web stuff here over the last week or so. But I have something at least usable. If you go to mangunodrive.com, right there, you can actually watch this live Ustream straight from the webpage there. And you can also type in the little chat box there.
Yep.
And talk to us live on the show. And who knows? Maybe we'll feature you or something, or maybe we'll read your comments. And
if they're good comments.
They're good comments. We'll read them live on the air.
They don't have to be PC comments, but they just need to be like constructive, and or at least, if they're going to be negative, at least give us some sort of direction in our negativity, you know? Hate people that are just like, you suck. It's like, yeah, I know that. Fucking tell me. So give me a range. Give me a 1 to 10, you know? You suck about an 8. Okay, well, you know, that works for me. At least I got 2 points there I can work on.
Is 8. So that's that. So, so like us on Facebook, go ahead and subscribe to us on the YouTube channel there. And all of these videos will be available on the YouTube as soon as they're done with the Ustream. I'm going to play around with a few things and see kind of where our best area is to do this, because you can actually live stream on right from YouTube now, which I think is kind of interesting. So anyway, so off we go. So what are we talking about today?
Well, we can just like review stuff that's happening throughout the week. We talked about the iPhone 5.
Yes, new iPhone is out, which I'm excited about, but you're not apparently.
Well, I mean, I appreciate the iPhone for what it is, but I mean, like we were talking about earlier, I think that its price is too high for its job. Basically, I think you're paying more for the prestige of owning one and having a little Apple logo on something that you own.
See, you know? I don't agree. Like, I've never felt like I've owned iPhones for the last. I've had an iPhone ever since the 3G came out. I've had an iPhone. So I've had an iPhone for 3G. I've had an iPhone 4, a 4S, and I am not getting the 5. I do agree. I don't think the 5 is really worth it. I have to say, but I don't know. I've never really felt like it's a status symbol. I've always felt that it's just my phone.
Yeah. Well, and my argument is, I mean, and you had made your point earlier about how iPhone has led the market. Every time they come out with an innovation, someone else copies it and offers it at a discount price. And I agree, that happens. But I think Samsung, because the fact that it's supply and demand, you are supplying a product that is too high for people to afford. Once again, I think they overcharge for their products because it's a prestige. It's like you don't offer a Cadillac for under $20,000. You jack that price up because it's the prestige of owning a Cadillac.
Yeah, but I've never felt like, every time I take out my phone, it's just my phone. I don't take it out and go, oh, look at the Apple logo, everybody.
Oh, yeah, but you may not do that, but I've been in enough coffee shops where, oh, God, you could stab me in the eye before I'd watch another person with their damn iPhone.
I'll tell you, here's the thing I miss. Like, I became an Apple person when, like, and I get what you're saying. Like, once I could afford Apple stuff, that's when I started being an Apple person. And they're great about their marketing. I have to give you that. And it's something I've kind of learned to detect is that, every time there's a new, what they call their keynotes, addresses or whatever. It's very interesting too, because it's like these keynote addresses are to their shareholders. And I'm like, okay, well, these people are already invested in Apple. It's not, why do you have to kind of sell them on the new technology, I guess,
Exactly, yeah.
But it's, these things are broadcast, so it's really not for those shareholders. It's like, okay, well, there they are in the room, I guess. And I guess anybody who wants to buy a ticket to go to these things, it doesn't have to be shareholders, fine, whatever. But each new thing, it's very much sold. It's very much, it's like, you're going to love it. This is the new thing we're doing. We added one extra line to the iPhone 5. And you're going to love it. So I mean, I get it. And I'm kind of a victim of the marketing there too. Yeah. But when it comes down to it, I think it has to do with innovation versus implementation, and it is the line that I tote too, because it's like, there were things there were times recently I was ready to chuck my, iPhone out the window and go and get myself a Nexus or something like that because of just functionality. It's like, okay, well, Apple will say, okay, well, here's the 7 apps that we have that you can use, and if you want to do anything beyond that, oh well, screw you.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with computers. It's like, my iMac never crashes. Nothing ever happens to it. It's fine. It works perfectly. But what it does is what it does. Yeah. So if I want to tinker with something, if I want to, readjust something or whatnot, oh well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean, you're dealing with an Apple product. We don't want you dicking around with our stuff,
Right. Exactly. So I don't know. So iPhone 5 worth it or not? I would say no. Especially speaking as a current iPhone owner. I don't.
No,
they added a row. I don't care.
I definitely want to upgrade to an S at some point. Just to have that little Siri thing, because I do think that, like what you do when you're driving and you have to answer a text or whatever, and you can vocally speak to it, is much safer and whatnot. And I think all phones should have that. I think it should be implemented everywhere. Speak to text or speak to voice controls over phones.
Yeah, Siri's come a long way. I mean, I never thought that vocal technology would ever go anywhere, because voice technology up till now has always sucked. Yeah. I mean, people have tried it, and so when Siri came out, I almost didn't get it, because I was like, well, this is just not going to work. Right. Right. And even the first, it worked better than most things, but it's still, I would say, so show me how to get home. And it would say, I can't give you directions to Syria. So it just wasn't working. But I don't know. I think the recent, additions are working pretty well. And also
the only drawback with Siri, because I'm not necessarily sold on that one particular brand of voice control technology, is the fact that it is you have to be on a network to get to it. Yeah. I mean, she's basically in the bunker at Skynet, waiting to launch the missiles, and you have to contact her and be on her time. So if the network's busy or if you're not getting a signal,
that's the thing. That is one of the things that really pisses me off about the whole Siri thing. Is like I used to be able to push that button and say, "Call Paul Cook," and it would say, "Calling Paul Cook." But now I push that button and I say, "Call Paul Cook," and it goes, "Give me a second."
Yeah.
Thinking.
I'm processing 6 billion other communications right now. Hold your fucking horses.
Hold on. Which Paul did you mean?
And then it makes small talk to try to cover up the fact that it can't fucking do your request right now.
I'm sorry. Is this the Paul that you met last week?
Here's a great recipe for Paul cookies. Is this what you wanted? I'm sorry. Let me try that again.
Hold on a second here. So, I just did something kind of stupid. I realized we've been live on the stream, and we're recording the podcast itself, but I didn't start the recording of the actual video until just 2 minutes ago, so we missed a lot of that opening stuff.
You're so lame. Nobody wants to see us anyway.
Well, it's,
I mean, we're not exactly,
Hey, Toni's online. Let me try giving Toni a call, and we'll talk to Toni.
If we must.
So, will you be like Siri and just cover me while I do this?
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay. I did read a story too about the new Apple 6 software, which we both downloaded into our phones.
Yeah, I like the Apple 6. I do. I have to say that I'm not very horribly impressed with the iPhone 5. I think that they just feel like, it's 2 years later. It's time to come up with a new iPhone, so here we go.
Right.
Let's change some shit.
One big thing that a lot of people are upset with, and I agree with them, because I've already told you about I have problems with the Map program. They got rid of the Google Maps.
A lot of people don't like it.
And there's a lot of, because now it's a new, I think it's Motorola-based mapping system that they have. I find that it's, just an inferior product. They need to make some updates to it and get it back up to the standards that were set with the Google. So, did she hang up on you?
No, it was an invalid number, it says.
Oh.
Maybe she turned her phone off. She doesn't want
one of the things that the new map program does, because I'm constantly running the roads, as my job requires, is I will plot a route to a destination.
Right.
If my phone goes to sleep or goes silent for a while, goes dark, and I go back to that app, that route is gone, and I have to reroute it.
Wow.
Yeah.
See,
it will not remember my route that I'm traveling and where I'm at.
See, and this is your theory. This kind of proves your theory, is that like every time a new Apple product comes out, they make all the other ones somehow magically they make all the other ones break or don't work right. Or something. Because the thing is, that didn't happen with mine. I've got the iPhone 4S, which is the one with Siri, and which is the last phone that they came out with. I mean, the 5 would be my upgrade, but I'm not going to go for it. And it's fine. Like, in fact, the coolest thing too is what I really do like about it. Because what I used to do is I used to use older, like mapping programs. Because the Google Maps was fine if you're just trying to find where you are. But I never liked using it because it wouldn't do turn by turn. And that's the whole thing with this i6 is that it's like iOS 6 is that it'll do the turn by turn, because the problem was you're in that, it's a separate app. So I'm like trying to do my GPS app on my phone, and then I get a phone call, heaven forbid. And, or I just have to switch over and do a text or whatever. And it's like, I've got to keep switching back and forth. But something I noticed that it does the other day is that once you've plotted your route in there, you know how at the top, if you get a text message or something like that, it just flashes up on the top. Right. It says, hey, you have a text message. It's the same thing with turns. So if the next turn is a right on Elm Street, it actually pops up at the top of the phone and says, you take a right turn on Elm Street, and you don't even have to leave your app, other app.
I haven't even used the turn by turn, to tell you the truth, because, I'll hit start.
That's why it's not working.
All right. And I get this, so you have that screen when you start. Okay.
All right.
Show everybody that.
Here, I have to switch over to you if you're going to do visuals now.
All right. So you have the
map
program. It's getting
complicated now. It just looks like a white blur.
Tilt it a little bit. Can you see it?
There you go. Well, sort of. Looks like a graph now. All right.
So anyway, it's a map program. At the top, it says 350 feet, turn right, Latona Avenue, because we're leaving from here to go.
Right. Now you just told everybody where we are. Now we're a target.
Oh, we're 350 feet away from Latona Avenue. They'll have to nuke the whole damn block. I'll bite the bullet. Trust me.
Depends on how you.
So where's my driving directions on here?
Just
turn by turn.
Well, you need to start driving. Like, that's what turn by turn is. It'll tell you turn right on whatever. And yeah.
No, I mean I don't get drive-by. I don't get.
You don't get drive-bys. That's a really good thing. Let me see what's going on here. It's It
doesn't do it on mine. See, because I have.
It's because you haven't upgraded, dude. See, that's the thing. You can't own a Mac product if you're going to be afraid to upgrade.
I'm not afraid to upgrade. Once again, it comes down to the almighty fucking dollar. Until I can afford to upgrade, then I'm going to bitch and complain that, I'm down on the ground while the Queen's up in the tower with her iPhone 4 saying, "Oh, well, I have driving directions. Fuck you," and all this other stuff. So
it's a British term, right? Fuck you.
No, but
alrighty.
Okay. I've been suckered into the iPhone world, to the Apple world, yet I'm still so low on their totem pole that they don't give a shit about sending me any corrections or fixes or anything like that. Yeah. And they're fixed. Like if I would call them right now and say, I have the iPhone 3, I'm using your mapping program, it doesn't do this. You know what they would tell me?
I don't know.
Upgrade to the 4, sir, and you won't have that problem anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They don't give a shit about the older products.
Maybe the older products just can't handle it.
Maybe they can't. But are they going to go and write new software for the older products, patches, so that the 3 will work properly?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think they will either. No.
All right. Well, there's iPhone. So I don't know. It's my phone. It's in my pocket, and it lets me make phone calls.
My biggest argument for this week, because I've been aggravated about a whole bunch of things, and been it's like I would like change to be done, whether it's political, whether it's retail. Big corporate change, anything like that. You're smiling because you
Toni just logged in and said, "Where's this clitoris impression that I came here for?"
The video wasn't up for that, was it?
It wasn't. No. You may have to do it again.
No one saw the one. No. They got that's the it. That was it.
Well, maybe that'll be our first contest. If we get a certain number of likes, we'll do a.
Yeah.
If we get up to 100 likes,
well, that's
on our Facebook page. Well, I'm not saying by win. 10?
How about we do 10? If we
10
get
likes,
10 likes,
and we get the clitoris impression on video for everybody, and then off we go. All right. So she's there. Okay. Can I call you, Toni? Because we need to do that.
We need more boobs on this show.
Yeah, virtual or otherwise, right? Here, let me give it another shot. I'll just call her, see if she answers me. The biatch. So, nope, did not happen. I think it's my problem here. Let me bring up the
more technical difficulties. So anyway, yeah, so what I was saying about the problems I'm having, one of the big arguments I've had this week as I've tried to figure out ways to, because in the back of my mind, I'm a problem solver, people come to me and they bitch and they whine. They may not necessarily want my help.
Right.
But, I try to
You're
think
a
of
sounding
solutions.
board, as they say.
Exactly.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
There she is.
Tony's online with us.
So I think I figured it out.
Figured what out?
Well, it's just if I'm watching you guys, I hear the do, but like my screen is
You don't get the
doing
call.
the Ustream, so you have to get out of it, of course. But
So you can't talk
Yeah.
and watch yourself at the same time? I'm sorry about that.
no. Well, I know that, but no, it won't even like pop up. Like I could hear it, but like you know how if you're watching a video and someone calls you, it interrupts that video.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't do that for this.
Oh.
I heard it, but it didn't interrupt my screen.
You know why? It's an iPhone. It's a frickin' iPhone that Paul hates is what it is.
It's,
Freaking iPhone.
it's a paradox thing, basically. Same matter can't occupy same space. Well, same calls can't occupy same phones or something. I don't know.
So hi, Tony.
Just because Paul can't hang with the cool kids.
I don't know. He's complaining about not being able to afford things, Wine. Whatever.
Yeah, well, I should be lucky I have a job, right?
You should be. Go sell some
Go and-
advertising, and we'll talk.
Go out there and drive to Portland and do your job, you fucking bastard.
Jeez. Well, hi, boys. You look good, but we need to decorate that wall.
We do, and I need a shelf up here.
I'm going to
that
put a
is
picture of you on this wall.
that is not. He wants more boobs on the show, so we need
should.
to.
Well, you need to put something fun on the monitor up there if you're going to have it there.
Well, we do. Here,
Give
well,
me
it's
that remote.
well right
I'll-
now.
I'll
it's
find
my
something fun right now.
It's my laptop on the monitor. Well, Paul's gonna put together some graphics for me, so we'll put some
Of
graphics.
boobs.
Probably.
Yeah, well, that's what
he's-
sells. You
I
want
think-
this show to be popular, don't you? I mean, come on.
I think he's got a problem we may have to deal with.
So 10 likes gets a clitoris impression, and then 25 likes gets boobs.
Well, I guess 25 likes get what, your boobs?
No.
Well, I didn't say all that, but
No.
Well, you're the only boobs I have access to. So, as far as you know.
says you.
So, for those of you who don't know, Toni Guidry's on the line with us. Toni happens to be my fiance of 2 years.
Really? It's been
Oh,
that
man,
long?
that sounds horrible.
I know, doesn't it? We're getting married.
It sounds like we're procrastinators.
we are procrastinators. We are getting married in
New Orleans.
New Orleans, and
January.
yes, in January. I'm sorry, I got distracted there. My mind just like boop, did something weird there for a
That's
second.
what I'm here for.
Sorry about that.
Your mind's on boobs.
My mind is on boobs sometimes. So basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna drive home. There's the itinerary right there. And this was Tony's wild-brained idea, is that we drive 2,700 miles all the way back to Louisiana, and do the road trip. So
You'll be divorced before you even get married. That'll be funny.
maybe that was your intention, was to see if this marriage will stand the test of time, as we can stay in the car together for 2 days straight. So
Very possible.
So what was your thinking behind this?
I got a new awesome car, so I wanted to drive it.
You got the new. Tell us about the new car.
Okay. I'm awesome, and I have a Prius hybrid. That's a lot better than the other car, which also
In car speak, that's
I want to
an iPhone
point out
5.
Yeah, that's it.
my other car also traveled 2,700 miles to move to Seattle.
And then it died. So why would you want to subject your new car to this problem?
So we'll
Just,
try this again. No, I would like to use this as an excuse to kind of leave just people for a little while. Camping sounds wonderful.
Yeah, we're gonna camp the whole way and get away from
And driving out in the middle of nowhere sounds wonderful.
get away from
So,
you, get away from everybody.
And if
So-
you do happen to run into people on this little trip, camping people are really the greatest people in the world to run into. They really are.
What are you trying to say?
Nothing. That you'll just have a great time meeting camping people.
See, I like to get away. I like to go like Penn the Penn Gillette says. He says, I don't ever want to go anywhere where money doesn't mean anything. So obviously not a camper, but
No.
I don't know. I was scared last time, I have to say. Like I think I held it together for your benefit, Tony, but like there was a moment where we were out in the wilds, like we're out in the like middle of the plains of Wyoming in a tent that's like, 6x6.
Okay.
And there's a storm. It's one of those things where like it's so like the area is so like wide open that there's a storm coming through, and you can actually hear it like moving across the plains. Like it's like the little thing that like follows follows Charlie Brown around. You know what I mean? It's just a cloud.
Pigpen,
or Pigpen, or it's just a cloud with rain coming out of it, just moving across the plains. Like, it was freaky. And so I'm just thinking we're gonna like this flash flood's gonna like push us out into the water. I'm gonna get bitten by something, and this like I don't know. It's weird. I like nature, but then again, I'm scared of spiders.
If the storms get really, really bad, you can always hide in the hybrid, because I'm sure you'll be perfectly safe in a car the size of a chiclet. So
it's temperature controlled, though. Right?
When growing up, we camped a lot, but we did not rough it at all. We had like the fifth wheel camper with the porch and the picnic tables like built in and four beds.
My family did some camping too.
So that type of camping was very, very new to me, and so I think that now that we know better, we don't necessarily have to, be almost in the water when we pitch the tent, which is what happened there. But
I've learned
to me, it still sounds better than flying, which I do a lot. So it's not a big deal for me to fly. So I kind of want to do something new.
Well, I've learned a few things from our last trip. Bring a lighter.
Yes.
You see,
a butane lighter.
A butane lighter.
Bring a few.
Well, and just I guess I have to realize to utilize modern technology is the thing. Like I was like, oh, we'll rough it. We'll get a tent and we'll just go out there and like camp. But then when you're next to a huge lake in the middle of Wyoming with the wind coming through the down the valley or the plain, whatever you call it, and you've got like 2 minutes left of daylight before the wolves come out and attack your ass, a butane lighter comes in handy, because I'm sitting there with matches going, damn it, damn it, damn it.
Well, remember, I had to hold the blanket like behind you and over you to block the wind as you struggled with the matches.
You are going to videotape this trip, right?
Yeah, well, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about it. I think that's what we're going to do, is we're going to go ahead and we'll since we're going to be gone for the next week, so we're going to be doing a weekly podcast, but we really can't do anything next week. So maybe I'll just have you do that one on your own from here.
And I'll bring in a guest host.
And you can bring in a guest host.
And she'll have boobs.
There you go. There you go. He's got it all planned out. I love it. And so what we're going to do, Tony and I are going to just kind of vlog, as they call it, from the road as we go across. So everybody tune in for that. It may suck. It may be pretty cool. Who knows?
We'll schedule it and I'll have you all live on for Skype.
You may see us killed by a grizzly bear live on camera. There's some ratings, huh? That could get some likes.
Grizzly bears don't eat kosher meat. I don't think.
I think the girl would protect us.
The girl. Oh, we're taking the little dog, the little girl.
Her up and put her on
There's something that's
She's
hidden in my lap here. I don't know if anybody can see the. She just woke up. Hi,
Switch
are you
to
right?
your own camera there.
Hold on here. I'm multitasking. Where's my camera? See, we need an engineer in here.
You do.
To help me.
You need somebody to volunteer.
So what's funny is I'm not watching anything.
Uh-huh.
So if I were just a listener, it sounds like there's a girl in your lap right now.
I do have a girl in my lap. Well, we're all about the boobs, as you know.
Yeah.
In this case, it would be the teats, I suppose. I can't get my camera live, so I don't know.
Well.
I don't know what's
Here,
going
hand her
on.
to me. I'll
All
put
right.
on my camera. She doesn't want to come down.
So this is Tootsie, everybody.
Sweetie.
Oh, hey there. All right. Let me switch over. All right. She's live on camera. So okay. So what do you say? Like 200 likes and we kill the puppy.
No.
We don't even need likes for that. I'll take her out back there.
That's a horrible idea.
We'll shave her all the way. We will shave your your sports franchise's logo into her backside.
I wouldn't know how to do that.
I've got my ball trimmer downstairs. I'll take care of it.
All right.
We can put a Saints fleur-de-lis on her buttocks.
Good enough.
Or what's called her flank. So.
All right. So we're taking the trip. So everybody, what am I trying to say? Oh, go ahead and sign into the Manguno Drive YouTube channel, and we'll be broadcasting it there. Not broadcasting, but we'll be uploading the videos there. So
you'll keep us a daily log.
We'll keep it. Yeah, we'll try to do one per day and let you know what's going on, and like, subscribe, do all that stuff, and let us know if you like it or if you don't. Cool. Well, thank you for talking to us. You need to get back to work, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
If my bosses are listening.
Get back to work.
Get back to work,
Make some
bitch.
money.
God.
It sounds like it. Everyone is really bummed here, and I'm thinking whatever sports team is around here lost today.
Yeah, I kind of figured there's a lot of
everyone I
competition
speak to is really like depressed, and it's clearly over sports.
Well, tell them there's a really great video blog that they could watch that will make them smile. Will make them feel
Or they
good
could
about
just watch my
themselves.
show.
Mm-hmm.
Your show? Oh, yeah, that's true. I forget what you're doing.
Work.
Yeah, I don't
Weird.
want to talk about it. All right, cool.
Well, you boys have fun.
Thank you, dear. I will be talking to you later, and your boobs.
Hot.
Bye, Tony's
Bye.
boobs.
Bye. She's a sweetie.
If you say so.
I like her.
Yeah.
Gonna marry her and all that. So yeah, what else are we gonna talk about? We're gonna start wrapping this up. You wanted to talk about Facebook for a second, since we're gonna be on Facebook. You have to make friends with it, dude, because we're gonna be on Facebook. We're gonna be Facebook celebrities, even.
You know what?
Maybe.
I like Facebook. I think it's a good program.
Uh-huh.
I think they're getting away from the fact that here's the thing. Historically, Facebook, when they make a change, when they make some sort of security arrangement or whatever, they're gonna put something on your page, or they're gonna change the layout. People get in an uproar. Then the people who are getting the uproar get advised from other people who are also in an uproar of how to make the change to get rid of whatever pop-up, whatever nuisance comes up on the page. No problem, okay? Facebook comes up with something new. We don't like it. We get rid of it, or we choose not to accept it, and Facebook deals with it. What I have the problem with now is that the Facebook app on my iPhone has something up on my news feed that I did not subscribe to. I do not want it there, but I can't get rid of it.
So, and I don't even understand it. I mean, you showed it to me, and I haven't really seen anything on my. You
don't have this on
thing.
yours. So.
No, I don't. So you did something stupid. Sounds like.
It's possible. It's possible, or because I am the karmic equivalent of a black hole of misery, that they're just going to dump shit in my lap and expect me to take it, because that's apparently what I do.
So you're saying that this is specific to you?
Specific to
me.
The
only person on Facebook that's being
Facebook
screwed with.
specifically wrote their programming to fuck with me. And here's the situation, folks. I can go to my news feed just like I can on my laptop. Does not happen on my laptop. If I go to it's only on my phone app. I can scroll through my news feed and see all of my friends and all of their miserable little lives and things that are going on with them. And then in between two friends, I'll get a page for a sponsor. And it looks just like a story. It says American Express. It has a little blog. They put a little picture, and then underneath it says like page.
Okay.
Nowhere on there is there an X where I can click it and say, get rid of this. I don't want to see it anymore. There's no preferences that discuss any of these news feed features or anything like that. It's just a sponsored link that comes up in the middle of all of my news feeds, and I did not subscribe to it. I don't know why it's there. Now, the two ones that I'm fighting with the most is American Express and Lexus.
So these come up, so it's not
two
a
products that I've never had nor will ever choose to have. So why in God's name are they targeting me? I mean, did I link on something? Did I like something in the past? I mean, you can go to my like pages right now, and we can go look at them and see. American Express and Lexus, I have never liked, and I don't think I
don't like American Express or Lexus.
I don't like green eggs and ham. I want them off my fucking Facebook page. Sam, I am.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what you're talking about. I mean, is this maybe just something that's rolling out where
If it is, why is it just those two products on my page? Why isn't anything else? Because you can go look through my phone right now. American Express, Lexus. Boom, right there.
I don't know. I can't help you.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe
so nobody knows how to figure it out.
Maybe if somebody listening has some sort of idea what's going to Paul's Facebook, bring it on. I don't know. The thing with Facebook, I mean, it's interesting to me how people have why people are still kind of there in a way. I mean, there have been other iterations. There have been like MySpace, which I don't know if you've been to MySpace before. It's almost like a broken link. Like there's nothing going on.
I used to have a
there.
MySpace page.
Yeah, I used to have one too. But the thing is Facebook has changed changed what they're doing, and they're just kind of their image or whatever you want to call it, like several times within the last few years. And every time something new happens on Facebook, all I ever see is like, oh, we hate this. We hate the new timeline. We hate the new this. We hate the new this. But then again, people are still there. Mm-hmm. So it sounds to me like Facebook really just doesn't give a crap, because it's not like you have this uproar from people that say, oh, well, we don't like this. And so Facebook says, okay, well, if you don't like it, we won't do it. Facebook looks a lot different now than it did when it first started.
And once again, and because they don't give a crap, this is my argument. This is the point that I was trying to make earlier before we had the conversation with Tony.
Right.
Whatever corporate structure out there, whatever thing that I as a consumer or you as a consumer or Joe Blow as a consumer out there does not like about the world, you can't change it. You can't do anything about it. If you want anything in this world to take you seriously, like Facebook, like American Express, like Lexus, you've got to take away the money.
Yeah.
You take away the money in this society, and you get people's attention. I, as one single individual person, nobody gives a crap. If I go down to the supermarket, like I've done a couple of times this week, or I've gone to a retail establishment like we were at the restaurant yesterday, where I got the most horrible service I've ever experienced.
We should probably talk about that.
You take away the money. If I stood up in that restaurant and told everyone in there, hey, get out, this place is cheating you, blah, blah, blah. If I take away their livelihood, they will stop what they're doing. They will stop their incest, and they will listen to me, or they will listen to whoever, has got the complaint with them.
But how does that relate to Facebook, though?
Facebook does not care about its users because it's selling advertising.
That's what I was going to say. That's where the money
comes
comes from, is the advertisement. But I mean, the thing
American
is,
Express
I can't choose
paid to annoy me. Therefore,
right.
American Express's wishes get done and mine don't.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah. No, I hear what you're saying, and I just don't think that's. But that's never going to change on Facebook specifically.
No,
though.
it won't,
because you've got it's free. No one's ever going to pay for Facebook. I mean, that was always the rumor, is that perhaps one day they're going to ask people.
You take
to pay
away
for this,
Facebook's money. In other words, you take away its subscribers, or you take away the people who actually get on it. Like if everyone stops using Facebook tomorrow, it becomes a non-entity. But that'll never happen. So, but I mean, you can fight these battles in a local situation, like at your supermarket or your drugstore on the corner or something like that. If they do something you don't like, take away their money, take away the retail that's coming into them.
You're a freedom fighter. You want to go stand out in front of QFC and say, fuck this place. They have cheaper Jell-O at Albertsons.
For a man like me who has no power, has no ability to control his own destiny.
You can do a clitoris impression, though.
If that made me money, I would do it. I would do it every hour on the hour for $100 and make a living out of it.
We can do that too.
I mean, if fucking Jim Carrey can make a career out of, bending the reality with his little... I mean, he never did a clitoris impression that I'm aware of, but...
No, I don't recall.
I'm sure he's done something else.
Yeah. So, anyway, that's all I really have to talk about. In other news, the Emmys are tonight. So, are you going to be tuning in to the Emmys?
I don't know. I
don't even know what's nominated. I mean, I'm sure. I mean, the thing is, I don't watch television. You're the one who was like,
I watch television.
Went batshit crazy when we didn't have cable.
I watch. Well, yeah, because I do have my shows. There's certain shows that I enjoy for the writing, for the but a lot of the stuff that I watch is science fiction, and science fiction never, ever, ever is included in the click group of television of the Emmy Awards.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
You know, your dramas. I mean, your Breaking Bads, your Mad Men, which are up for huge awards and supposed to be breaking all kind of. I've never watched one single episode of Mad Men.
It's a good point. I mean, it always seems
which
to
is
have
stupid
to be
because
something...
I have a degree in public relations, and the whole show's about advertising and public relations. But I fucking hate that stuff. You know, so whatever.
Well, I mean, it is a good point. I mean, I've never. It's got to be something quirky. It's always like How I Met Your Mother or Friends or something like that. It's always something sort of like quirky comedy stuff that gets nominated, dude. I don't know why
it
is that.
It shows that just...
Well, are only some networks like... are only some networks eligible?
No.
You know what I mean? Like just the sci-fi networks just like not... Like what is considered TV? What's considered for an Emmy award?
When you consider the fields, I mean, you have dramas, you have comedy, you have not infomer. What do you call it? When you do a news episode or whatever, you know,
an infomercial.
No, not an infomercial.
And like like a
documentaries, things like that,
kind of thing.
Docudramas,
2020
exactly.
Dateline, that kind of thing. Yeah.
I mean, do you have something that's most imaginative fantasy epic or or something like that? I mean, do you have even episodes for that? No.
Well, I'm watching Backstage Live on the Emmys.com right now.
John Cryer. John Cryer's a very funny man.
Yeah, well, obviously he won an Emmy because he's holding it right there.
Or he stole it from somebody. He probably stole Charlie Sheen's Emmy. There's a good topic.
Stole Charlie Sheen's job.
It's good. It's good to see that show is still being, nominated, even though he's gone.
2 Men and a Baby or whatever it's called.
2 Men and a
2 Men and a something.
And a preteen with bad acne or something like that. Now,
see, I'm a bad source for this kind of stuff because it's like and you're gonna accuse me of being another one of these elitist iPhone owners, but like I just didn't watch TV for a really long time, and I just didn't want to. And it's not a hippie sort of like, oh, I didn't watch TV. I don't know why my hippies French, but I don't know. I do not watch the television. But no, it's just I was horribly uninterested in everything that was on television.
Well, television has been garbage for a long time. I mean, it really hasn't been. I mean, you might have one or two real big hits.
Well, now I'm hooked. We started watching this Breaking Bad show, which I think's excellent.
It's a very well written, very well done show. I started watching it because you guys watch it. I've never really been interested in the subject material, so I haven't watched it.
Yeah. The way I describe Breaking Bad, it is an instructional video on how to be a criminal. Like, it's so funny how the detail they go into. It's almost dangerously like a self-help video. Yeah. Like, here's how you make a wad of cash. Just kill a few people, and this is how you hide the facts.
But if you're into that kind of thing. But I never watched the show, even with all the hype. It was an award-winning show. There's shows on here, like we were talking about Mad Men. But there's been a lot of shows in the past that have been like award-winning shows that I would never watch because the subject material just doesn't apply to me. So I guess that makes me an outsider looking in, because I don't. I
suppose because you're always watching your geeky stuff.
Yeah.
See, maybe you just think there's more geeks in the world than there really are. I wouldn't see, but I don't even agree with that statement.
If Albert Einstein were alive today, he would be watching Eureka and Warehouse 13 and these other geeky shows.
Yeah. Well, let's look. Okay, so we got...
But a lot of it would be from him, like, correcting people.
Well, look at this, though. But see, there are different categories here now that I'm looking at this. So we've got comedy series, lead actress, supporting actress, drama, blah, 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 blah. So isn't there, like, a sci-fi section?
No, because this is all broken down. It's not... I mean, you have it by drama and by comedy. And then it's broken down by acting ability, which is, that's what it's supposed to be. I'm sure there's a whole writing category. If you go to the writing category,
writing for a variety special, writing for... Well, okay, all right. Here's my thing about this kind of stuff. Here we go. All right. Why are there... Like, look at this. There's got to be, like, what? Like 200 categories here. It's like, why bother having a freaking award show? If this is to like separate, from the men from the boys, as they say, or the women from the girls, or however you want to do this. But it's like, if this is to say this is the best shit on television, there's over 200 categories. Right. Like it's like the stupid crap I used to deal with when I used to do like children's theater and stuff like that. Why does my kid only have 4 lines? Because your fucking kid sucks. That's why he only got 4 lines. Well, that's not true. It's normally like, well, that's the part he's playing. It has 4 lines. whatever, you know what I mean? But it's like it's the same shit where it's like, okay, well, let's have 200 categories so everybody gets an Emmy. I don't want everybody to get an Emmy. Well, I mean, if everybody got an Emmy, if there's 200 fucking Emmys, then what like how prestigious is an Emmy anymore? Like,
there are legitimate categories, yeah. I mean, some of them are a little ridiculous.
Yeah, but this breaks off into like you've got guest actor in a comedy series, guest actor in another comedy series, and then a third guest actor in another. Okay, gets to writing and guesting.
And how can you just how can you come in and do one episode of one show? That's like me going to Hollywood today, being on a show for all of 5 minutes of screen time, and then getting an award for it because it's the best guest act. It's like, what? I showed up for one fucking day of work and you're going to give me a fucking award for it?
Well, that's fine if you did a really amazing job that day.
I think I would.
You know, but it's like, okay, so we got Big Bang Theory here, which I don't really watch. You watch that. I've seen you watching that before.
It's very funny.
Yeah. Modern Family.
Modern Family was a great show.
I don't think I've ever seen that. That's
it's the Ed O'Neill show.
Ed O'Neill.
Okay. Ed O'Neill, yeah. We talked about the other day.
He's reading the paper. Veep. I've never heard of Veep. What's going on there?
I've never heard of it either. Well, no, I've heard of it, but I mean, once again, it's and a lot of this. There's a whole range of shows. 30 Rock, Parks and Recreation. These are all SNL. I say spinoffs because they're basically taking former talent that SNL can't suck the life out of anymore. So they get their own show. And I'm sure SNL gets a cut off of it. I'm sure Lauren Green is probably like rolling in virgin blood and $100 bills somewhere. Right. But I'm not interested in any of this stuff. You know, I mean, I've never watched 30 Rock. I would watch it if some of the cast members on there were just so ridiculously out of place. You know, it's just.
I think we're also lowering our standards, I think, a little bit in the TV genre, I have to say, because I mean, I have watched 30 Rock, which is really popular. I mean, it's been on the air for like, you know, a really long time. And I don't really like it that much. I have to say, like, now don't get me wrong, like I don't think it shouldn't exist, I guess is what I'm saying. It's not like it's completely horrible, and I like the people on it. Like you said, it's a little bit of an SNL kind of, you know, ripoff where, you know, I love Tina Fey. I think she's great, you know, and I
like Alec Baldwin.
I like a couple of
the other people in there too.
Yes, but so it's almost like I'm watching this show just to see those people on camera saying lines, but those lines that they're saying, I really don't. I'm like, it's humorous, but it's not really like funny. It's not really. I don't know. It's really weird to me that my taste would be so far off base from like obviously most of the country since they're freaking nominated for an Emmy.
And you know what? And we think that these shows are so popular because the rest of the country watches them. And that's not really true. I mean, you could say that about some other shows that really a lot of people don't really watch, but it's popular because Hollywood makes it popular, or the television networks make it popular,
right?
You know, through advertising and all this manipulation of other things. So, I don't know.
I know. So anyway,
I'm tired of the subject. Let's talk about boobs again.
Boobs again? Is that what you're saying? So that's about it. I think we should start wrapping this up. We've been talking for longer than I thought we were.
Yeah.
I was watching my clock here, and I thought we started at 5, but I guess we must have started at 4:30.
We might have, yeah, because we were supposed to launch it. We started talking like show-wise at about 4:15, but we didn't start recording an episode until maybe a quarter till 5.
Because the recording of this has us at an hour 56. It's almost 2 hours on the podcast. So I'll slice that up a little bit, make that a little more palatable. Again, one of the cool things about podcasting is that we can edit. Back in the day, they used to call this voice tracking.
Okay,
that was one of the ruses that was put out in the radio world. Is that guy you're hearing on the radio ain't talking right now. Well, he ain't talking right now. He recorded that 2 days ago, and he's out fishing today.
One of the greatest shows, and this shows how much of a techie nerd I am. One of the greatest shows that I actually saw. This is before I even started doing voice tracking on a professional basis.
Right.
If you ever watched Night of the Comet, which is an old sci-fi show from the mid-'80s, early to mid-'80s, end of the world type of situation, only a few handful of humans left, and they end up hearing somebody on the radio and like, oh my God, there's another human being. So they go run off to this radio station. And of course it's reel to reels. It's like a bank of reel to reels on one wall with voice tracks on them. And so at the end of a song, it would automatically kick it over to the reel, and then you'd hear this guy's voice come on. And so they were basically fooled. by radio.
Oh.
Back when radio mattered.
It's sort of like the radio, well, I was going to say the radio version of War of the Worlds, but War of the Worlds was on the radio, so I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
So anyway, there's a little bit of radio history right there.
Cut that out. All right, cool.
Anyway.
So help us out with the show. For those of you who are listening or watching, subscribe to the channel. Like us, +1 us on Google Plus or whatnot. And
tell your friends, too.
Yeah, tell your friends, have them come.
We promise we're going to be funnier and more topical,
right?
As things go
well,
along.
What's really going to help us too is for you guys to try. Let us know like when you guys are available. Like when would be a good time for you guys to watch the show, because it's. I would like the show to be pretty interactive. Right. I mean, we've got nobody watching right now. But again, I mean, there's so much competition. Nobody really knows we exist.
With John Cryer on TV.
John Cryer's on TV, and you got like Toni was saying, we've got Sundays are bad. Football. I can't compete with football, and I can't compete with drinking. I'm sorry. Which is bad because I don't give a flying fuck about football. So there's not going to be any football talk on my show, but
I'll watch it only because I like seeing these guys bang the shit out of each other, and it's perverse satisfaction.
Yeah, I don't know. My thing is about the statistics. It's like it doesn't really matter. Like, did they win or did they lose? Okay, Saints won today. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Moving on with my day. Like, I really don't like Toni was saying, like people get really upset about that shit. Yeah. Like they'll be depressed for months or whatever, and I'm like, there's going to be another game. Yeah. Where they're going to do exactly the same things they did yesterday at that new game. Like I don't
if people followed U.S. politics and Senate races and what actually goes on Capitol Hill like they do to football, we would have this country would be in such a different condition and a better direction if people actually followed the success of our country like they do the success of the Saints or whatever team.
Yeah, I guess you have to. I guess I do get it. I mean, I think you have to think less about it. You just sit there in front of the TV, watch the same thing happen over and over and over and over again until 4 hours go by, and then you go drink a beer.
I think we just need to get Republicans on one side of the field, Democrats on the other, pat them up, put them on the White House lawn, and let them go after each other.
I think it's a good idea.
That's entertainment right there. And whoever wins gets to make a law, and then, and we have to fucking deal with it. And then next week, do it all over again.
It's like the first class twit of the year.
Yeah.
Almost like that.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, Toni. So anyway, help us out. Let us know when you guys want to watch the show, because I do want this to be a little more interactive, where we can take your questions live on the air.
Yeah.
You just need to be there in the chat room, and we'll answer whatever you want us to do. We're kind of monkeys in a bowl here. At this point,
monkeys in a
bowl. You see the bowl? I'm calling this the bowl. In a box, I guess it's more like a box. Monkeys in the box.
In a barrel.
In a barrel. So tell us what you want us to do, and we'll do it, basically. So from clitoris impressions to booby showing, we'll do it. So thanks for tuning in, everybody, or watching, or whatever you're doing, wherever you're watching this, whenever you're watching this.
Music and all?
Yeah, we'll go up with the same music, and we'll both kind of tackle this one. So thanks for listening. Well, you know what?
You've been listening to the Manguno Drive Show, a Manguno Drive Productions.
Yeah, but I need to find the bed. It's way over here. Hold on a second.
Why would you have hotkeys for this shit?
Well, I'm working on that. I've been trying to build us a frickin' website.
So anyway, we appreciate everybody coming out and everything, and something.
I'll just pause there for a second. I'll edit this dead space out.
Hurry up, because I really have to pee.
I'm hungry.
You're always hungry.
I am always hungry. That's why I'm getting fat.
Would you like a chip? No, just finish what you're doing.
Maybe.
You can eat after.
That wasn't too bad. We got a little bit of interesting stuff going on there.
Yeah, if we actually spend some time, as much time like writing some material and doing a little research as we did on just web production and things like that. You know what I mean?
Well, I gotta get out the word.
We do need to get out the word. The bird is the word.
There.
Tootsie.
Me, I don't understand what this is doing.
recording, I think.
Yeah, but I don't know why my cursor's way over there.
Cursors!
Cursors, I tell you, cursors. Nope. So that's... hold on. Oh, I see. I think it's like backing up on me. Well, screw it. We'll do it live. Hold on. I can hear that. Okay. Booby doo. Poopy too poop. Okay. I realized that was so loud.
What?
Till you turned it off. Your
1, 2, 1, 2.
There you go. There's your bed.
Oh. You've been listening to the Manguno Drive Show, a Manguno Drive production.
So
Join us
tune
next
in
week for special guest Janine Garofalo. We hope.
Don't promise that.
I would love for Janine to drop in one day. That would be great.
Well, next week, clitoris impression on screen.
Exactly.
If we can get up to, what do we say, 100
10.
likes? Oh, 10 likes. You're being nice on them.
Well,
10 likes.
Start off easy. And also on the road reports from Kalon and Toni's big European vacation in America.
Right. So look forward to that on YouTube. So we will see you next time. Yay. Bye.
This is where the credits will roll. If we have them.
Okay.